As I've said, I spoke about it for 2 days. West Indies have what you'd call tried him, if you want to use that word, and have suspended him for 2 matches. I have now drawn a line under that episode. What I am asking the gentleman now to react to, and to ask you in the chat to react to, there was one of the talkSports commentator, I think his name is Neil Manthorp. I think that's what Basil said. He will give us his name further.
Manthorp.
He referred to Alzarri Joseph as being filthy. Is that acceptable? Should we ask a white man calling a black man filthy to explain what he meant by that? I expect that to be the least we should expect. There's no way this gentleman, and I put gentleman in quotation mark, should be allowed to call Alzarri Joseph filthy and don't explain his action. Gentlemen, what are your views? Let's hear you first, Basil.
Yes, Manthorp is, let me just put it in context. Manthorp is English, but he lives in South Africa, and he's been living there for years. So he lives in an African country where it's majority black people. I think the context in how a British person would use filthy is not the literal term. So we would have to ask him to explain how he's using that terminology. That's a fair question to him. So he can allay the fears of or the just outrage by black people and other Caribbean people to the description of Alzarri in those terms.
Dwight, I put it to you about 2 or 3 years ago. I'm a Manchester United man. Cavani scored a goal and he made a sign that was perfectly okay in Uruguay. Nothing would have been wrong with it if he made that sign in Uruguay. But he made it in England, and it was said to offend a certain sect of persons. He was suspended. I don't remember how many matches he was suspended for. Whether or not Neil Manthorp of context for what he said, based on what I just said to you, should there be further action apart from just explaining it?
Further action. I think I needed to explain that somewhat. No, I agree. The comment was a bit of a stretch. That saying, calling a player filthy, I think is just very borderline and unnecessary, and is likely to stir some sort of a response. So I really thought that it was something that he would have been better advised not to do. At the same point in time, with some jurisdiction, the context in which the word is used is people will say, okay, we understand what he's trying to say, but nonetheless, you're speaking to an international audience, and you also have to respect the player himself. And I thought that comment was not the best thing for him to have said.